Why is an online prep class so good? First off, it's not foreign. Not to many students at this point, almost all 10th, 11th graders have experienced online learning in their own school classrooms. It's because their own teachers find something valuable and incorporate it, even though it's produced hundreds of miles away. The teachers think the content is good. In fact, better for that module anyway than the teacher herself. So she recruits the online content for her students. Beautiful. Ivy Bound does this now. It recruits really good tutors for the SAT. And it trains tutors so that your students, wherever they are, have the benefit of some of the best tutors for this one subject. We are proud to have tutors, a select few, that can beam in to the home of kids far away from even a mediocre tutor, and here via the internet they're getting a great tutor. Now here's what they also get. Parents might not appreciate that in a class that's online, students are actually more comfortable asking questions. You know how in a face-to-face classroom situation, some kids are really reluctant to raise their hand. My classmates are going to think I'm stupid. My teacher thinks I'm not paying attention. I don't want to raise my hand. Here's what happens. When a student online has a question, it's only presented to the teacher. Teacher knows this is a good question, or maybe it's not a good question and the teacher wouldn't waste time with it. But with a good question, the teacher doesn't have to identify that Susie is asking it. The teacher just says, really good question. A lot of you need to get it in. Let me address it now. It's a very comforting extra. So what if you have a not so diligent kid? That is a concern by a lot of parents. And unless a student is clinically ADD, just incorrigible about losing attentiveness, I think online will give just as good, maybe even better attention. I can see when I'm tutoring if a kid is inattentive. And I usually know if even in a class, a student is texting quietly to somebody else. I know. Now, the reason I think it's actually quite rare in our classes at Ivy Bound is that we have really engaging tutors. And because the subject matter is important, students who attend know the importance of this SAT. Parents either have given that indoctrination or we do. Early on, I talk about how this upcoming test, the SAT or ACT, is potentially the most important test you will take in your lifetime. Kids hear that from us in first minute. And so it does set the groundwork even if a student doesn't come in with it. And the results are really good. Our students online get the same level of improvement, actually slightly higher, compared to the face-to-face students. There are parents who say, why don't I do online, but I don't need a live human? That is a very different type of learning. It is apples to oranges. It's even further apart than that because those are at least fruits. Online that is canned, where you don't have a human to help you through when you're stuck, is so different. It is frequently frustrating. You don't have a human to explain things in a different way. Whereas in a canned situation, you have only one way. You could repeat, but you're not going to be able to hear a different explanation. Here comes a human. You can ask things of the human. It is a false economy to save money on online course, which is free or close, versus a modest, it's never really expensive, it's a modest cost for a human to help you through. That cost, even if it's $2,500, which is like our Cadillac, the most expensive you can do, you are about to save 10 times that. In college scholarships, with a much improved SAT score for 4 straight years. I mean, literally, our average award is close to $100,000 for students who've done well in our course. That's the average. So saving a few $100 just seems like false economy. I hope you'll at least try an Ivy Bound online class. We do them for free a couple nights a week so kids can get a flavor. Ivy Bound offers students trial session. You and your student can check it out without charge, see if it's good for you, and then hopefully join us for sessions of your own.